50, 45, there goes Davis. Oh my God! Davis is going to run it all the way back. Auburn's going to win the football game. Auburn's going to win the football game. He ran the missed field goal back. He ran it back 109 yards. They're not going to keep him off the field tonight. Holy cow! Oh my God! Auburn wins. Auburn has won the Iron Bowl. Auburn has won the Iron Bowl in the most unbelievable fashion you will ever see.
Oh, welcome in, everyone. Good morning, and welcome to a brand new edition of the Dream Wager, episode 620. Today is January 26, 2026, and I got two guys that are going to the Super Bowl. How we doing, fellas, on this Feel Good Monday?
I'll tell you what, it feels great to be back. I'll be real, people. I'll be real. If Bo Nix was healthy, might have been a different outcome. I'll be the first one to admit it. I'll keep it G. If Bo Nix was playing, we probably wouldn't be going to the Super Bowl. But one thing is for certain, the Patriots has been the best defensive football throughout this playoff run, allowing only 2 touchdowns. Another great day stopping the run. 3 straight games, only allowed 2 passing touchdowns total. No, not really much of a rushing attack at all. And to be honest, when Drake May, who's been struggling as of late passing the ball, right? When he couldn't pass the ball consistently, what he was able to do? We just saw the man rush 7 times, 65 yards. No, 8 times, 7 of them were first downs. So when the man couldn't make plays with his arms, he was able to make plays with his legs still. Joey, I'm happy that we'll be facing the Seahawks in the Super Bowl, but you better watch. Honestly, you know what? We'll save it till later.
Hey, I mean,
how you doing?
You gotta give credit where credit's due, but I mean, talking about defenses, you got to say, look at who they went against. And I can argue all day about.
We went against Justin Herbert, CJ Stroud.
Playoff Justin Herbert. That's all I was gonna say. Playoff Justin Herbert.
Some people call him a top 10 quarterback.
And you're getting Jarrett Stiddy back there with no Bo Nix. I mean, we talk about the path and everything. That defense is performing. I can't slack it, but in reality, look at the offense they had to go against the Rams with. We talk about who's the number 1 defense in the league. You might say it's the Seahawks.
Oh, I love the back and forth. I hope we have it all.
I don't know about that, though. 374 yards passing, 3 touchdowns, 114 yards rushing. That gave up more rushing yards and touchdowns than we did all playoffs.
I'm not arguing that, but what I'm arguing is
it was the number 1 offense. Yeah,
yes.
It was the number 1 offense.
I don't think that Patriots defense might be doing the same against Matt Stafford now.
Yeah.
We don't got to play Matt Stafford
a little bit, though. I wanted to see MVP versus MVP because I think it's kind of, even though they say it's decided for the regular season, I think they kind of leave their votes up.
And let's just be honest. Matthew Stafford is a 38-year-old man with a bad back. Y'all only was able to get 1 sack?
Ooh.
1 sack?
Give a little line of credit. But
I was giving the line was doing well.
I was giving Drake May his kudos. I think he's the MVP. Like I said, me and D-Rock had that for you before. I know you probably had him locked in weeks prior.
No, I said it. I said Matthew Stafford. Like when the season ended, he was plus 140. And I told minus 130. So either plus 130 or minus 130. And I told the people to hop on it. The following day, I think it was like minus 190.
So you're saying he's live?
I'm saying Matthew Stafford is the MVP of the league.
I like it.
And that's coming from the Patriots fan.
Yeah, I mean, that's
I would agree. I think he is as well.
I think he had a
what are you gonna say?
I'm gonna say he had a slightly better season.
Did he lead the league in touchdown passes?
Yeah.
Percentage was Drake May.
Yeah, completion percentage. Everything else is Matthew. Like Drake got completion percentage, the highest in the NFL, and he had more rushing yards. And they had the same amount of interceptions. But Matthew Stafford had 11 more passing touchdowns. Drake May won the division. Drake May had a better record. Allegedly, Drake May had an easier schedule, which we did.
We can argue that.
Which we did.
Maybe a better defense too, right? As you're saying now.
And to be honest, an easier division. Yeah. There's no doubt the NFC West was probably the best division of football this year. Yeah. Oh, the NFC North is pretty good.
Boys,
NFC North.
I love the back and forth. We'll get all into it leading up to Super Bowl 60 in the Bay Area.
It's just good having all 3 of us together. That's all.
Yeah.
That's all.
Well, we will start in the AFC. We'll look at quick Super Bowl odds. I got some quick little trivia for you guys as well. I love doing that. We got big coach, big Mike McCarthy headed home to Pittsburgh. I love that. Yeah, Yinzer. And then we got some plays in NBA. I got a little college as well. We got some NHL. So we'll talk about that a little later on the show. But Elvis, we will start with your New England Patriots. Drake May now becomes the second youngest QB in Super Bowl history. And where do I start? I want you to start first. Not the best game. I'll say
no,
not
definitely
the best game. But it didn't matter. Winners win. I want to say this. What a turnaround from 2 years in a row, from 4-13 back to back to now being back in the Super Bowl. What Mike Vrabel did and changed the culture of this team. Josh McDaniels deserves a lot of credit for the development of Drake May. It's clear. I mean, from the playoffs, it looks like Stevenson is the RB1. I don't know why they're not giving Travion Henderson more touches. We'll talk about that, but
we got there with the over.
Got there with the over. Didn't matter. And
he loved for Gerard Mayo for bridging the gap.
Did you hear what Robert Kraft said? He was like, I do feel really bad. Like, that was one of the decisions, like, I felt awful for. And I wanted to hear Elvis's take on that. But, kid, credit to you guys. You're back where you belong.
Yeah, pretty at all. Thanks for the reboot. The game wasn't pretty at all. Like I said earlier, I think if Bo Nix was starting, I think the Denver Broncos most likely would have won the game. I'm just being honest about that. But after seeing Drake May, be a little fumble friendly these past two games, yes, he was able to get sacked 5 times. What we didn't see, though, we didn't see him turn the ball over against arguably a top 2 defense. Some will say the best defense in football, and the Denver Broncos. You got to understand what Drake May just accomplished in his second year of the league. He's the first quarterback in NFL history to beat 3 top 5 defenses in one playoff stretch. If he beats the Seattle Seahawks, it will be 4 top 5 defenses he beat in that run. First time in NFL history. The New England Patriots and Drake May with Mike Vrabel is the first team in NFL history to go 9-0 on the road in the season, regular season and playoff. So we witnessed history from the New England Patriots yesterday. What impressed me the most, like I said earlier, though, is when Drake May couldn't do it with his arms, he started doing it with his legs. 10 carries, 65 yards. Longest one was 28 yards. We saw him rush to seal the game with the game-winning, with the fake when he went left. To me, that was a tremendous play call by Josh McDaniels as well, knowing damn well we couldn't pass the ball. I don't even think we had a completion in the fourth quarter, Dill. I think when the blizzard really started to emerge, we was like, you know what? We got the 3-point. Let's not make no mistakes. Let's see if Stidham could beat us. And I'm gonna be honest, I think it was the right call. Yes, wish we would have saw our offense be a little more aggressive, but I'm gonna be honest, I think the snow conditions were a little worse than what we saw on television. So overall, I love the performance from our defense. I think our defense has been standing tall all playoff long. Like I said, to me, they've been the most impressive defense throughout this playoff run. And if we are gonna lift the Lombardi trophy, it's gonna be with our defense. If Drake May could come in and have his best game yet this playoff, then I like our chances. But we get what we've been seeing these last 3 games for Drake May. If our defense don't show up, we will probably get blown out.
So a lot relying on the defense.
And we have to, Dill. I mean, Joe, we have to.
Yeah. I mean, that's Karen. I think I guess she said it could how high and how well the defensive performance under Variable takes away from Drake May a little bit, I guess, in MVP, because like you said, the Rams and your bet for Matthew Stafford, I think makes him viable. And you give him his flowers. He doesn't make it to the Super Bowl, but 2-time MVP, I think we got to regard him as one of the better quarterbacks, as you said. But it was a good performance. Like I said, the environment was what I was talking about. I think that might be one of the last beacons or bastions of old football, Denver and Mile High up there. I don't think that they're planning on building any domes or anything like that, but I think around the league you're looking at a lot of teams moving away from the environments. But
yeah, they're saying by 2028 or 2029, 80% of the league will be dome, which is terrible,
which is horrible. So
running the league.
Denver being the organization that they are, being in that position, just like your New England Patriots, I mean, kudos to them. I think that is an amazing advantage they have there in Mile High. Having to go 5,000 feet in the air and then play in those harsh conditions, I think they'll steady have an advantage if they keep it an open field. So, yeah, the Patriots performing in that environment and doing what they needed to do in the close score. I think it was 7 now after that win, 7 total games that they won by a single point or fewer, single score or fewer, they just are good in tight environments, tight, close games. And you got a good team, man. Mike Vrabel knows how to win. I give you guys all the credit in the world, man. So
and real quick, just to add on top, though, before Joey, before Dylan takes over, not a single penalty on the New England Patriots. That just shows you how well coached. No, did we get a false start? No, I don't even think we got a false start.
Man. It's very minimal, though, throughout
we
the
saw
year.
The whole first half without a penalty from either side. So that just showed you how well coached the Broncos and the New England Patriots are. I honestly also think that proves that the New England Patriots and the Denver Broncos are the two best teams in the AFC. Because what we saw from yesterday, I understand Bo Nix wasn't there, but that was the defensive battle. Both quarterbacks couldn't establish a rhythm. Drake May, you could make the case that was Drake May's worst game of his career. He didn't even turn the ball over.
They jumped out the gate getting their scores, both of them, and that was it. I think they put the brakes on it. You talked about Vance Joseph last week.
And to be honest, Joe, our defense set us up for that touchdown. If our defense, let's just say Stidham did the right thing and just threw the ball away, we might be having a different conversation, though, Joe. Our defense set us up for every score of the game.
Yeah, man. Yeah, getting Christian Gonzalez back that week prior was huge. Getting a week clear of the
also getting Mac Hollins back.
Didn't he have that long play? He didn't have a
touchdown. It didn't really matter because we missed a field goal. We missed a field goal right after, but he was impactful. He came first game back since week 15. He led the team in receiving yards. To me, that's another added weapon.
Yeah. I got a lot to add.
Let's miss that field goal too, right? Let's miss one.
Yeah, everybody. I think we was only one. And real quick, I texted the group chat when it happened. Sean Payton should have took the points to go up 10. You have a backup quarterback. I understand you want to grab him by the throat. Respect. I understand that, but you take the points.
Yeah,
you take the points.
Elvis has been saying this since episode 1.
Dylan hates it too. That I'm so conservative. Always take the points.
No, but I think I hate it at times because you want to win. It's the objection. Rule number 1 is always to score the most points. But I think Booger McFarland. I'm not the biggest Booger fan, but he made a good point. You could win games by kicking field goals.
Mm-hmm.
And that was an instance where you needed to take the points.
Yeah.
Like to me, last round, if Chicago would have kicked the field goal every time, they would have won the game.
Hey, who presented the trophy, the Lamar Hunt trophy? It was Adam Vinatieri.
Go.
Yeah. I got a lot to get into. 1, undefeated on the road this season. I mean, from taking a year off, Mike Vrabel, to now being back into the promised land. Shout out Ohio State. I mean, what a job Mike Vrabel has done with the boys. He's a leader of men. Now, I got a couple questions for you, Elvis. Now, people aren't asking them. I'm asking. People are saying the snow helped. I would agree. I mean,
I would disagree. Our offense couldn't complete a pass. What are you talking about?
Neither could them.
I know, but if it wasn't for the snow, maybe we put up more than 10 points. Maybe if it wasn't for the snow, we make those 2 field goals.
I guess my argument and pushback is you haven't done anything in the first half to show me that you would be able to do that. Because without I want to get to the backward pass, quote unquote, in a second, but if it wasn't for that, they threw up a goose egg. They threw up 3 points. They threw up that field goal. Is it a backward pass?
Absolutely.
I really don't know.
Live, it looked like a fumble. It looked like the defender knocked it out of his hands. During the replay, it was clear the man didn't throw the ball. He pushed the ball. And he was sideways. If I'm running sideways to my left and I push the ball, am I throwing it forward or I'm throwing it backwards? You're a smart man. You're a smart man. If I'm running backwards behind, if a defender's coming from my right in front of me, I'm running to my left and I push the ball. Where am I pushing it? Forward or backwards? Come on. You're a smart man. You saw the same play I saw.
I was going to say
he's running away from a defender. He's running. Let me ask you a question. Is
I
he running
think,
forward or backwards with the football?
I think he's running sideways at that point.
Even better.
So
Was the ball pushed forward or not?
So in the way I saw it live, I think first of all, I think they should have just let it play. They blew the whistle. That kind of
No, they
you.
did. To me, it
No,
should have been a scoop and score.
Yeah, they
We shouldn't.
but I
Our
said
offense
they
should have
called
never
the-
have
they-
to go on the field.
But in what world was that a backward pass? Stidham is clearly attempting to throw it doesn't matter if it's one or two-handed. He was clearly attempting to throw a two-handed chest pass forward. The ball went backwards because the Patriots player hit the ball when he threw it. But that's not a fumble then. He hit it. That's an incomplete pass then.
No.
Yes.
He never he never was able to push it out. We hit the ball.
It kind of reminds me of a snow game a couple years, 20 years ago. A little tuckle action.
No, I understand that, but he pushed the ball.
Yeah,
and while he went to push the ball, our defender, before the ball was completely out of his hands, made contact. That's a fumble.
We can argue this all day, but this is my proponent to not have any replays ever exist because a lot of the memorable highlights throughout history would have never happened if we had replay. So,
but first glance, that was a fumble.
I thought it was an incomplete pass after.
I got to see it back, and you got to give me no audio, and we're gonna do a little play-by-play ourselves.
But real quick, the offense I mentioned the first half struggled. All game really struggled, and obviously once the blizzard picked up, no one could really.
It was a blizzard in the second half. I guess.
Are you worried that the offense has been mediocre at best now going into the biggest game?
Absolutely, Dill. I think our offense been winning despite of the offense. Like I said, I think right now we got to run with our defense, rely a little bit on the running game. We got to, first of all, in the Super Bowl, we got to get Drake May settled in. Drake May didn't settle into the AFC Championship game till about, I'm going to say halftime. The first quarter, he was kind of happy feeted. He was rushing his throws. Even his first completion, he did it like on a hop. Like he didn't set his feet. He kind of was a little anxious with it. So I just want Drake May to settle in from the get. I don't want the nerves to get to him. We have, not big time receivers, but we got guys who's been there and done that, So I just hope our offense finally finds some type of rhythm because even against the Chargers, we only put up 16. Our defense honestly went crazy against Houston, but our offense didn't really win that game. And we also saw multiple fumbles both games from Drake May. This game, we didn't see no turnovers. But Drake May wasn't, you can make the case he was the reason we won this game because of his legs, but we didn't win the games off his arm.
Yeah, no, not at all. I think the defense has carried the Patriots.
Absolutely. That's what I mean. Our defense needs to make Sammy D have his worst game maybe of the season. I don't know if it will get 4 picks like we saw against the Rams, week 8 or something like that, but we need to have multiple turnovers. We need to shut down the running game. Kenneth Walker had a huge game yesterday, not to skip ahead, but that's our defense needs to be the anchor. And then Drake May just going to have to make enough plays to outgun Sammy D. If you tell me right now, can Drake May on a given Sunday outgun Sammy D? I'll say damn fucking right. But against that defense, they're playing at a high level. Can Sammy D outgun Drake May against our defense? That's the question we got to find out.
All 3 phases were good, and that's a complete football team. Even when Stidham ran, I think that 10, 11 yards in the second half, and he got him into field goal range, and Will Lutz, he would have hit that field goal to tie it up if your guy didn't block it. And at first, initial glance, I was like, oh, it was just wide right. The wind took it. But all 3 phases, special teams, defense we talked about, even offense, just keeping the ball away and not turning it over, all 3 phases you guys executed, and that is a complete football team, in my opinion.
Yeah.
Complimentary. Yeah, complimentary as hell. Last question for you, Elvis. I know you're high on your boy, Will Campbell, but he has struggled mightily.
Oh, he's getting exposed.
He's getting exposed. The Chargers have feasted on him. Houston ate him up. Denver ate him up.
I think he had a better game yesterday than he did against Houston. I'll give him that. Houston, he was getting blown by damn near every other play.
Seattle, and we'll get to him in a second, in my opinion, I think is the best defense. Now it's another tough task in the biggest game.
You think Seattle's defense better than Houston and Denver?
Absolutely. And yours. So now I think it's another issue and it's his blind side. I think that's a real issue for Will Campbell. He has not looked good at all this postseason.
Yeah, it's okay to take offense to that, because it's going to be offensive come Super Bowl 60.
Yeah, so
We'll see, bro. I love the energy. We just saw Matthew Stafford.
it's the best.
Throw
I
for-
was going to say,
so.
things come around, man. 10 years ago, this was the hat they wore to Super Bowl 49, and
Almost 500 yards
we
at
lost.
home given up by the
Lost
Seattle
to your
Seahawks.
Patriots.
I just want to make sure y'all understand that. Almost 500 yards.
And the
Just-
end result is still the same.
All right.
It's not
Whose
how
defense is
yeah,
better?
right? It's not
Los
it's not-
Angeles
what
or
is
New
it?
England?
Tom Toretto. Oh, Vince.
You think New England is gonna fumble
not-
a punt?
how far you win? It's
They don't fumble that punt.
You win,
Rams
right?
win this game.
I was at a game in Foxborough this year
We ain't dropping no punts.
where Ramondre Stevenson fumbled 3 times. Y'all lost to the Steelers, and the Raiders. So
And we
that's what
lost
it's gonna
one
be.
game
The
ever
onus-
since.
The onus is
Exactly.
going to be on the Seahawks defense. It's just funny to hear a couple weeks ago how high you were on that 49ers offense, and look what Seahawks did to them, man. They dismantled them. And I
But
think
look at all
that-
the injuries they had, Joey.
yeah, if you match up though, right? Talking of injuries, what the Patriots had to go through, all the mounting injuries. I think that if you had the 49ers, even with their banged up team, hell, Mac Jones could have been on the quarterback, could blow out the Patriots.
What?
Yeah.
I love it.
Yo,
I
y'all,
love
what
it.
are you drinking this? Yo, you know what, Joe? I can't wait to the Super Bowl, bro. Because Sammy D,
You guys need a friendly bet.
one of the last times Sammy D faced the New England Patriots, Joey, what happened?
He was seeing ghosts, and I love how
life,
how
glad.
life comes full circle.
Yeah, man.
Because they tried to embarrass him. Shame on ESPN to even put that out there. He was seeing ghosts.
Hey, they were doing their due diligence, though. That's journalism.
Terrible. You don't do that to a player.
Hey, if it bleeds, it leads.
And now he gets a chance. Almost 10 years later to go and verse the Super Bowl. Everyone quit on him. The Jets quit on him. The Panthers quit on him. He learned from Sean McVay or Kyle Shanahan.
Yeah.
He learned under Kevin O'Connell. Back-to-back 14 win seasons, and now he's in the Super Bowl.
I'm happy for Sammy D.
Oh my God!
Yeah.
Talk
Real
about
quick,
a
just to
story.
add on that, everybody in the Vikings front office
Shame
deserves
on
to get fired.
them. Shame on them.
I will fire everyone besides Kevin O'Connell and Brian Flores.
KOC.
Because
you're
let
right, Flores too.
a Super Bowl, possibly a Super Bowl winning quarterback walk out your building for nothing.
Is 14 wins the most the Vikings have had? And the Seahawks as well, right? 14 wins is the most
In our lifetime,
in their franchise history too?
Minnesota,
I
don't
think
know
for both.
put it this, there's only 2 quarterbacks in NFL history to go back-to-back 14 season wins. It's Tom Brady and Sammy D.
Tom Brady.
So Minnesota, you let an historic, you can hate him or love him. What he did these past 2 seasons is historic.
No, most wins in Vikings history was 15-1 in 1998.
Oh wow, Dante Culpepper, Randy Moss.
Yeah, that's the year they lost
98.
NFC Championship game.
Oh,
Yep.
Chris Carter.
Chris Carter, Randy Moss
Carter.
going crazy.
And
I think that's the year Randy pants the Cowboys on Thanksgiving.
by the way, you
Yeah.
got to go to Chris Carter's Twitter and look up what he just tweeted. He said, "Congrats to Sam Darnell."
Yeah, it's a brother.
No,
It's a brother.
and everyone's going under the comments saying, "Who's Sam Darnell? Who's Sam Darnell?"
The man who won the
They're
NFC
clouded.
Championship game.
NFC
No, his name is Arnold.
I understand, Dale, but it's funny because
Oh my god, that shit was so funny.
Hey, the
was
only I can
crying.
say, like the Seahawks had their path, like being number 1 at home, seeing also familiar teams. It could be unfamiliarity against those Patriots, man. They
McDonald played the Patriots a couple of times in Baltimore, but
was he-
to be honest, we're a totally different team now.
Shout out to this Seattle. They are 4-0 in franchise history in NFC Championship games at home. They do not lose at home. And you talk about Matthew Stafford, first player in NFL history to throw 370 yards, 3 touchdowns, average 10 yards per attempt, 0 turnovers, take less than a sack, and yet lose.
That's like
Regular
making me
season or
think
playoffs.
that Seahawks, as much as a good team, could be as complete as their Patriots, man. Like Drake May can go and have a brilliant game, and who knows, right? But the same can be
Yeah.
said for Sammy D. right?
Yeah, I put it this. Sammy D, you can make the case. Sammy D had his best game of his career yesterday.
Everyone.
346, 3 touchdowns. His rating was like 127, 125.
Yeah.
He got sacked 3 times. I'm be honest. I think Sammy D balled out in the
These
biggest
guys
stage
can win
yesterday.
in spite of one another. That's why I can see like these are the 2 best teams to make it to the Super Bowl.
And to be honest, I highly doubt he could replicate this game. I'm just being real.
Yeah, I was gonna say
I'm not saying he could do it, week 11 next year, but to replicate this performance in the
his
Super
last
Bowl,
game was his career game, right? Didn't he just have a career game against the Rams?
Mm-hmm.
no, yesterday.
Yeah,
to
so
me, that
there
might
could
have
be
been
regression.
Sammy D's best game of his career.
Yeah.
And, I highly doubt he's able to replicate it in the Super Bowl. That's all. I wouldn't be surprised he throws 2 touchdowns, 250. But to throw 346, 3 touchdowns,
That's a lot.
that's pretty damn great.
Everyone has doubted Sam Darnold since the beginning of the playoffs. Can he do it? He hasn't done it. He's shutting a lot of people up. He's shutting a lot of people up this
Who did they
postseason.
play? Who did the Vikings play last year? Because they made the playoffs.
The Rams.
The Rams.
The Rams. They
That's
got
why
blown out in LA.
That's why the Rams have had his number, quote unquote. But he's 2-0 in his last 2. It's all that matters. Recency. What have you done for me lately? But I just think we talk about the Patriots and complete team in all 3 phases. Look at this team. Mike McDonald, what he's been able to do in his second year with the team. The defense is phenomenal, all 3 phases. You have the special teams who they got a gift. The guy muffed the punt. Special teams, they have the best punter in the league. He has the fucking boot. And then
I ain't gonna hold you, bro. From Denver, from Denver was having a game yesterday, and he had a great divisional round.
It's his name was like Crawshaw.
Yeah, I ain't gonna hold you.
What a name.
Bro from Denver might be the best punter,
That
but
punter,
Seattle, bro, is top 5. Yeah.
And I've said it all season. I'm gonna stand on it. JSN's the best receiver. It doesn't matter. Christian Gonzalez could be on him or whoever the Patriots end up putting on him.
We got to double him.
They're going to double him. Everyone in the world knows he's going to get the ball. Can you stop him? Because they knew he was going to get
guardable.
We need to slow him down. We don't need to stop him. He just can't go. What he had 153?
Oh, he bugged out.
Yeah.
He looked like he.
If we go hold him, let's just say 7 catches, 60 yards. We can.
No, you can't. Everyone says that, and they couldn't. So
you're telling me
just like
just
Puka Nacua.
There's how are we looking health wise? There's no Zach Charbonnet. That's about the only one the Seahawks are out. Right?
Yeah. Every both sides, both teams are healthy. And we're going to be healthier. One of our defensive tackles are coming back for the Super Bowl.
Yeah, I think this week off's going to do both teams justice, bro.
No, not really. Y'all healthy.
Yeah,
Zach Charbonnet's out.
I just don't see the way he runs his route and his footwork and the way he creates space and that one-handed catch. Doesn't matter if he has a huge window or a small window. He has tight hands. He's going to catch everything, this fucking guy. It's the same thing. Can you stop Puka Nacua? Can you slow him down? No, he's a top 2 receiver in the league. My worry is that the Patriots don't have that, and they've gotten to the Super Bowl without that this year, and they haven't needed that. But when you're up against this kind of a defense, I just feel like it's gonna wear its head a little bit here. So the Seattle Seahawks have 2 of those guys. They have a deep threat, and he only had 1 catch, but it was one of the biggest catches with the opening drive in Rashid Shaheed. And then you have a guy like JSN and the tight ends. The tight ends are great. You got Jake Bobo. He got a touchdown the way he's.
Let's not forget Cooper Kupp.
Cooper Kupp, yeah, I mentioned him. So I just
we can get right into it, right? About this match.
But are you gonna sit here and act like we don't have the best secondary in football right now?
They've been performing it statistic wise. Says it too.
We've been through these last 3 games. Who's been the best secondary in the playoffs? Are we just gonna ignore that?
I don't know the numbers offhand, but I'd have to.
From your eyes, which defense, especially the secondary, has been most impressive throughout this playoff? It's the New England Patriots by a mile. It's not even close. I think we have 5 interceptions.
Yeah.
I know.
I just worry about the people you've played. That's the worry. Now, I don't think you would have the same success if you played the best offense in the league like the Los Angeles Rams. I think.
You know what I hate about that, though, is if that stigma goes into the Super Bowl, because if you guys wind up winning again, they're gonna say, "Oh, Sam Darnold and the Seahawks were never good."
There's no denying the Seahawks are a great team.
Both teams are really good. That's why,
the best team. Like I said, you can make the case the Patriots had an easy run. We did get lucky. I'll be honest, we got lucky that Bo Nix got hurt. If Bo Nix was playing, I think we would have lost the game.
Based off that performance, but who knows how you guys would have performed in a different environment with different circumstances? You just don't know. We're all in the human element here, and it's interesting to see that you guys are the underdog as much as you are into the Super Bowl. I didn't think.
I'm not surprised by it.
You see it that way?
I'm looking at. I'm
from what our offense been able to do.
Yeah,
I understand why we're 4.5 point dogs.
They would have been. It would have been dogs no matter who they played. Seattle ranks the best defense in the postseason. Maybe not secondary, but
you're saying what total defense?
Total
defense,
allowing 17 points per game, rushing 3.7.
I think
we're allowing less than 12 points a game.
Yeah, I was gonna say if you look at the page, I bet you can go to the secondary, look at like pass deflections or targets, and seeing how the percentage of receptions occur. And that's how you could gauge it there. But that's going in depth. We'd have to deep dive for that.
Yeah, and I have to look at that. Well, what is it? Let me do the math real quick. So it was 16 plus 7 plus, and then I'm just doing it real quick, and then plus 3 divided by 3. Yeah, you're giving up 9 points per game against those three teams.
Total. Pretty damn great, if you ask me.
Good. Yeah. I'm gonna say what Joe
and
said.
I'm gonna say Seattle could double that, no doubt about it.
Oh, 100%. Yeah, 100%. We'll see. That's why they play the games. We can get right into it though. Super Bowl 60. Seahawks opened up.
No, real quick. I need to ask this question.
Yeah.
Because there's a lot of controversy I'm seeing online. With 3:51 left, Cooper Kupp catches the ball. I was told you have to come down and finish off the catch. That means you can't lose possession of the ball once you hit the ground. You got to hit the ground and still have complete possession of the ball. My question to you guys, that should have been a completion? Yes or no?
Yeah.
I thought you got to finish the catch.
Did he not finish the catch?
Soon he hit the ground, the ball flew.
But the replay.
When Dez did the same thing, it was incompletion.
The slow motion was a knee got down when the guy.
Yeah, but he has to finish the catch.
A knee is a catch. So when
Brandon Cook's knee hit the ground with the ball, that's not a catch. I just want to call it fair. I want to call it fair. I was told you have to finish the catch through contact through the ground. He did not do that. I'm just telling you what I was told.
I would disagree because he
Joey, what do you think? As a Seattle Seahawks fan,
you don't want to hear. I'm an arbitrator in all this because my theory is once again going back to it where reviews got to be thrown out the window because all this nuance is only reason it has room is because of the replay. If we're not allowing the replay, the call on the fields or what the call on the fields were, and we're not having these discussions. So it's just like argument for argument's sake, and I'd rather not have it. At the end of the result is what the end result is, and we can move on and be the better for it.
It's the same thing with baseball and the umpires and the robots.
I'd rather the umpires. Let's have human error.
Element.
It is what it is, man. Your championships are won and lost by inches, and I think the same can be said for
the call. To your point is fucking inches and centimeters close. You got to go with the call on the field. You can't overrule or overturn a huge call like that. So you got to stick with the ruling on the field. And I thought it was a catch initially. He took one step and he fell, and then the ball popped out.
But my answer also is I don't know what a catch is anymore.
All I know is you got to catch it, and then when you hit the ground, you got to still have possession.
This is going all the way back to 2014.
That's all I know. That's what I was told.
You thought it wasn't a catch?
No, I'm yes.
I'm asking you.
Dez Bryant catch?
I think that was an incompletion.
Oh, wow.
To me, it should have been ruled an incompletion. I was told when you catch the ball, you got to come down with it and have full possession. When he caught the ball, when he went down, he didn't have full possession of the ball. That's just the facts.
I'm more like I do give benefit to the offense a little bit in that regard. It's like they got to do everything to make a catch. It's like
to me, if you're saying that's a catch, Dez Bryant was a catch.
There you go. Exactly. I'm on the proponent that dude did enough to make that actual
Because
catch.
I'm on record saying Des Bryant, that was a catch.
That's a catch, yeah. And this
So
football move, this football, it's
exactly.
like,
so if Cooper Kupp is ruled catch, Des Bryant should have been ruled a catch.
I'm on
There
record. I believe Des Bryant caught that ball. Yeah. I believe.
And
Cooper Kupp
what
caught
was the
ball.
reason why? They say he didn't finish the
There's
play
a lot
with
of those.
possession
There was a
of the
couple
ball.
this playoffs, weren't there, like that? Catch or no catch? Like that's
Yeah, the Brandon Cooks one.
It's all up for
Brandon Cooks came down with the ball.
The difference is the guy ripped it out of his hands.
And there was one more, I think.
And what happened with Cooper Kupp? Did the ball not come out of his hands?
No, but he went down to it, and
Brandon Cooks went down with the ball as well
and got ripped out. It's different. It's different.
Did Cooper Kupp finish the possession?
In my opinion, yes. His knee went down, and that's it. The play's over.
So you will agree that Brandon Cooks caught the ball and then got it ripped out?
No, I believe that I believe he caught it, and when he was falling, it got ripped out. I don't believe
before or after he hit the ground.
Before.
No. So it's like this. This is how I could interpret it. E. It's like the catch was made, right? The catch.
Yeah, there's no doubt the catch
is made. Yeah, so that's why it could count as an interception, because in the process of the catch, it went to him. And you could say, oh, well, that would mean that he had possession. He should be marked down as soon as contact. But he didn't.
That's what you did with Cooper Kupp.
Yeah, but he didn't wind up with the ball. Who wound up with the ball in that catch? The Cooper Kupp.
Denver.
The
The
Rams. Yeah,
no,
the ball came out.
Yeah, but
some people thought it was a fumble. They returned it to the end zone.
I think
the whistle blew immediately.
No, I know, but they ran the ball to the end zone.
That's my point. Did I misspeak? Like both caught the ball, so the reception is had. Now it's a matter of who's coming up with the ball. That's what I mean. Like there's no down by contact at that point. Like if you both go up for the ball, right? If we both have all four hands on it, it's a fight for the death, just like a jump ball in basketball.
The thing, Cooper Kupp was extending the ball for the first down.
Okay.
And then fell
and came out.
And then it came out.
Never had full control of the ball.
They're ruling control when he takes that initial step. There's a catch,
and then
there's a step, there's an action,
okay,
and then he's down. That is by definition of what a catch is, and that's what they're ruling. And I know it's gonna be an old man take, but I side with the refs on most of these.
Me too. I was gonna say I think you got to call for what it is on the field, just like as we like. And I know Elvis, you're a proponent of it too. Let the boys play. Like don't have.
Yeah, I love the fact there was no flags to like the fourth quarter of the.
Let it get rowdy in the paint in basketball. Let it get crazy.
I don't mind hand checking. It's just when you grabbing like. The collar, you tugging on the face mask a little bit.
Crazy.
It's a little too much.
Yeah,
but if y'all both hand fighting 30 yards down, some dog world. Good up and get it.
Exactly. Super Bowl 60. I mentioned it real quick for about, I want to say 15 minutes. I saw it initially, and I went to walk Elvis, and I was like, I'll go put it in when I come out.
It was 3.5.
It was 3.5 for like 10 minutes, and everybody jumped on it. It's now 4.5.
It's like Denver. It was 3.5, went to 5.5, finished 3.5. Went to 4.5, finished 3.5.
I hope it comes back down to 3.5.
It will. Super Bowl Sunday will be 3.5.
This is going to be the third time that both head coaches share the first name. And all three cases where they were the name Mike. Mike Shanahan versus Mike Holmgren, Mike Tomlin versus Mike McCarthy, and now Mike McDonald versus Mike Vrabel is on
insane.
deck.
Wow.
That is a crazy thing, and it's a coincidence.
It's a very common name.
Yeah, very. Drake May, 17 wins. Sam Darnold, 16. Combined, 33 wins as starting QBs this season, including regular season and playoffs. That's the most combined wins by two starting quarterbacks entering the Super Bowl in NFL history. Both of these teams and both of these quarterbacks are just fucking winners. So, Joe, I'll start it with you and your Seahawks. Thoughts on the game? Do you agree with the line, 4.5, where it's sitting at right now?
That's why I just didn't want to rile up the Patriots too much. You know what I mean? Like at the
it's
end
a little
of the day,
disrespectful.
Anything Vrabel could use as fuel and motivation, he's going to use it. That's how good of a head coach he is. So I'd hate to put anything in their favor. But yeah, you got to look at it and look at the comparison to the conferences. You argue this and that about the Patriots compared to the rest of the AFC, but when you compare AFC to NFC, who's been the better conference? And the NFC is more competitive. It does seem deeper. You talk about the NFC West, you talk about the NFC North. These are best conferences twice over than those in the AFC. But Patriots have been winning, man. They're no joke. So yeah, I agree with the line. The Patriots are going to have to run the ball. I think they're going to have to control field. Obviously, with the special teams, that's going to come down to play. You're going to have no mistakes be had. I think penalty-wise, you had the Seahawks have a little bit more than the Rams last game, but just two well-coached teams. Like, obviously, as you said, Elvis said, Vrabel's not going to have any penalties. If there is, I bet you he's going to have these boys running. Like, that's kind of the old school I get from, like, he's going to be like, all right, we're hitting the hills. Like, Vrabel's nuts like that. And, did he go on the bus and he was like, yo, 1 win away, I got to chop off? Like, that's the thing. Maybe, I don't know, man. Seahawks are going to, win this game outright. I don't think, I don't want to give too much, like I said, credit or disrespect or anything of that. We lost to you guys 10 years ago, and a decade later, like Dylan said, life does come around full circle, and maybe it's a full circle moment for the organization as well, right? Don't they still have Schneider? Right?
Yeah.
Snyder was there for the previous Super Bowls when they made that run a decade ago. And I was there for that. And don't get me wrong, Elvis, like I said, I respect you guys, but you guys did rip my heart out. Like, we all knew what was
No. We didn't do nothing. Your coaching staff
but you
ripped
guys
your
made
heart
the
off with the
interception.
play call.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. We all knew
We didn't do. We just executed the play.
Yeah, and we all knew what was coming, and everyone knew, and you just outsmart yourself, and that's what I was going to get to. Thank you, E. Is that Pete Carroll outsmart himself by throwing the ball? There was no stopping Marshawn Lynch those 2 years, and man, seeing that happen, and the look, and I was with Andy at the time. Shout out our boy Andy, bro. Look at him wearing the Grady jersey, bro. I was sick. So getting to watch that with him and seeing that loss for one of the more historic teams in history, Legion of Boom, man, this Legion of Boom 2.0, I think they got to find a different name because they're, I think, light years better than what we had in 2015, 2016.
I wouldn't go that far, Joey. I wouldn't go your 2015, 2016 defenses were all time. You had multiple All Prolers, multiple Hall of Famers. I think you had 2 all-decade players.
I think they're better this year.
I go back to that. Remember, I mentioned a couple episodes ago that no-name Dolphin defense.
That hell no.
And
that's
hindsight's 2020. I mean, look at it now. It's easy to say they had all
Legion of Boom never gave up damn near 500 yards in a game.
We say like the
that's just the
midway.
facts. Come on,
the 86 Giants after, like, all these best defenses in history still current. I think low key they can argue that statistically and what they did. I think letting up least amount of points as they did, the no-name Dolphins defense is up there. And I think this is for both of them, for your defense and our defense alike. I think everything's up for grabs to that. The legacy, the glory. So
real quick, Joe, they do have a name. It's not LOB, it's MOB. Mission over bullshit.
Mob.
Mob.
I like it.
Yeah. Real quick, E, we're going to have obviously coverage this week. Next week, we're going to get CT on. I already talked to him, our annual Super Bowl guy. But I ask you, how happy are you getting back? And it was not long, just a couple dark years, but you're back. Stephon Diggs, you saw how emotional he was out here fucking headbutting people.
Real quick, shout out Stephon Diggs. The fact that he was, I'm not going to say ran out of Buffalo, but, they threw some dirt on his name leaving Buffalo, going to Houston, tearing his ACL, losing, I think, 2 or 3 times in the AFC Championship game. Now to reach the Super Bowl before the Buffalo Bills, to me, shout out Stephon Diggs. To me, that he was kicked out of somewhere. Now he's in the Super Bowl. Shout out Stephon Diggs. I think he's been a tremendous teammate this year. Tremendous.
Your mention there just makes me want to shout out Sammy D once again, being the first quarterback in the 2018 draft class to make it over Lamar, Josh Allen.
We got 2 stories, Sammy D and Stephon Diggs. I love it. Elvis, quick. I don't want to give all your eggs in one basket, but quick keys to victory here. Tough defense, like you said. Gotta get Drake May settled in early.
Yeah, I think our defense needs to make Sammy D uncomfortable. We know Sammy D is dealing with an oblique injury. Couldn't tell yesterday, by the way. But, if we're able to get consistent pressure on him, if we're able to hit him, which I think we're very capable of doing, if we could slow down. What's been the number one thing about our defense, though? It's not just our secondary. We're also number 1 or number 2 in stopping the rush. Mm-hmm. So if you can't run the ball against us, we're going to force Sammy D on a lot of 3rd and longs. That's the recipe for success. third and longs. Make him beat us. We already know we're going to double coverage JSN. Who else on the outside is going to beat us on one-on-one? Because our defense is amazing. And just to touch on Joey, Legion of Boom was considered the best defense in football for 2 straight years. Not once the Seattle Seahawks was considered the best defense in football. To skip ahead, I think Drake May has to have at least his best game of this playoff to win the Super Bowl. He hasn't looked great. He's looking like a 23-year-old, you know? Can he reverse it, get in rhythm, and have his best playoff game yet in the Super Bowl? To me, that's going to be hard to do. I'm going to be honest. That's going to be hard to do. But can he do it? I think yes. I think if our running game with Stevenson and Henderson, if they're able to show up, our defense show up, we already know our special teams is going to do what they do. If Drake May just go out there, let's just say he goes 60% completion percentage, about 240 passing yards, 2 touchdowns, I'm telling you right now, we're winning that game. But if Drake May looks like he looked against the Chargers, against the Texans, against the Denver Broncos, we might lose this game by double digits. There's no doubt about that. But if he comes alive, because I already know our defense is going to do what it does. If Drake May could come alive and play like he did in the regular season, that means average over 250 passing yards a game. If he could do that, I think we're live to win the Super Bowl.
Real quick, I want to ask both of you, Joe and Elvis, 5 schools, and maybe you've seen this, produced a U.S. president and Super Bowl winning quarterback. University of Delaware, Biden and Joe Flacco. University of Miami of Ohio, Harrison and Big Ben. The team up north, you got obviously Brady and Ford. Stanford, Hoover, Plunkett, and Elway. The Naval Academy is Staubach and Carter. If Drake May wins this year, UNC will be the 6th. Can you name the president that attended Chapel Hill?
Have to be back in the day. The president attended North Carolina.
Any idea?
Roosevelt.
Roosevelt is Elvis's answer. Joe?
Chapel Hill, dude.
Chapel Hill's an old school. That's why I went old. That's
Yeah. It's gonna be someone that we don't think of. It's gonna be like a let's go Martin Van Buren. Probably more classical education back then.
The answer is James K. Polk, the 11th president of the United States.
I knew it was old. I didn't think it was going to be number 11.
That's funny.
1845 to 1849 from North Carolina, a Democrat.
Now
Can Drake May do it? We will see in 2
How about
weeks.
USC? No president's been from Southern California?
No.
Real quick, I want to talk about Mike McCarthy. Like I said, he's from Pittsburgh. His dad had a diner there. He always wanted to coach. He was a Steeler fan growing up. He's a Yenzer. He takes the job. He is the 4th coach for the organization since 1969. Obviously, he had Chuck Noll, Bill Cowher, Mike Tomlin, and now Mike McCarthy. What are your thoughts on Mike McCarthy? Elvis, I'll start with you.
I'm going to be honest. I'm a little shocked by it. I think Mike McCarthy is a proven good coach. Can he win? Can he go back and win a Super Bowl with the Pittsburgh Steelers and let's just say within the next 5 seasons? I'm not too sure about that. I think Mike McCarthy's at his best when he has a pretty damn good quarterback. We all know Mike McCarthy could call some plays. So, love him or hate him, but we saw what he was able to do with Aaron Rodgers all the years in Green Bay, and not for none, we saw this man go 12-5 for 3 straight seasons with Dak Prescott and the Dallas Cowboys. And some people hate Dak Prescott. Some people say Dak Prescott is a top 10 quarterback. Regardless, I think if you could give Mike McCarthy let's just say an above average quarterback, let's just say a middle pack, let's just say the 12th ranked quarterback, I think the Pittsburgh Steelers can have a chance to win the division these few seasons, possibly make a playoff push. But to win a Super Bowl, I'm not too sure about that. So I like the hire. I'm a Mike McCarthy fan. I think he's a good offensive play caller. And like I said, I think with the right quarterback, he can win you some games. But I think in Pittsburgh, especially throughout this long drought, having won a playoff game since 2016, they're expecting something at least a turnaround right away. They don't want to go through a rebuild. They want to get back to winning ways. I just don't think Mike McCarthy is that coach today to turn the franchise around tomorrow and get it back to playoff winning games. I just don't think that.
I like the move. I like them getting a Yinzer, a Pittsburgh guy through and through.
Known guy, respected.
Very respected in their league. Now, it does probably look like Aaron Rodgers won't be back because I think the relationship kind of ended sourly. Joe.
Hey, maybe they matured a little bit. You know, that was like
We would
6
hope.
years ago.
Joe, thoughts on maybe their quarterback moving forward? They need a quarterback, and thoughts on them getting Mike McCarthy.
Like I said, I like and respect Mike McCarthy as a coach, and I do think he can do a good job. But to Elvis's point, like looking into next year, I don't think the philosophy they had was to be bad enough to get good again. And I just think that they're getting this head coach. They're not going to be able to secure a quarterback next year. I think there may be some sort of placeholder. I would hate to label McCarthy as a Gerard Mayo, as I mentioned before, like a bridge to the next coach down the line, because I don't see winning. Honestly, I don't see winning attached to his name with the Pittsburgh Steelers. I actually think, as we said, this may be a credit to Mike Tomlin. If we go into next season with Mike McCarthy a head coach, I do think this will be the first Pittsburgh Steelers losing season in over how long? 16 years, right? 17 years. So yeah, I do think that will occur if going into next year, especially without securing a pick. And I don't think much available options at free agents for the quarterback. So, yeah, I think he's a good coach, and I think that they'll be maybe competitive. But I just think that, like I said, they will have a losing record, and it's going to take a couple years before they can actually start to gather the pieces to be, competitive again. So I'm actually on the opposite side. If you guys were thinking that it's going to be, a success, maybe I heard a little bit of trepidation from you, Elvis, but I am a fan of the coach, but maybe not of what the outcome may lie for the team.
Yeah, real quick before Dylan takes over, I feel like a better fit would have been Buffalo. Where a quarterback is already established. You just need to get that offense over the hump, bring in a good defensive coordinator, and then let Mike McCarthy call plays and work. Right now in the Pittsburgh Steelers, I can't name you the quarterback.
I can
that's the issue.
I'm a fan.
We've seen Mike McCarthy have a ton of success when he has a pretty damn good quarterback. We yet to see him coach with let's just say a mid quarterback. He had Dak Prescott, went 12-5, 3 straight seasons, and he won a Super Bowl with Aaron Rodgers. Almost went back to a Super Bowl.
They argue the quarterbacks carry Mike McCarthy.
You can make that case.
Yeah.
But I think Mike McCarthy coaches at his best when he has a pretty damn good quarterback.
I think it was a selfish decision on his part and not what the team aspect is, because he gets to go home, gets to coach for a winning organization and not a loser like the Buffalo Bills. Because like I said, I'm a Mets fan. I can say who's losers, and the Bills historically are big losers. He doesn't want to coach for a team that's like that. What are we now? Five Super Bowl losses for their history, 4 consecutive. I mean, that's kind of bad compared to 4 in the 70s and 2.
I understand, but to Dylan's point, what have you done to me lately over the last decade, or at least let's just keep it last 8 years? Who's been the more successful franchise? Is Buffalo by mine?
Because if he goes to Buffalo, they're going to expect him to win, and when he doesn't, he'd be out.
And they don't expect him to win in Pittsburgh?
They expect him to, but I think he's got a longer leash.
Yeah, I think he has a longer leash because he's one of them.
Yeah, I think he'll be there for the next 5 years and bridge. That's why I mentioned Gerard Mayo's name, bridge to the next guy who will be there, because he's old. He's not going to be coaching. I know there's we got an older president. We got a lot of older coaches. But I think this league's getting younger, and we're going to see some of this new guys come in.
I understand that, but let's just say, for example, if Mike McCarthy doesn't have a playoff win in his first 2 seasons, I think he's out. I think you brought in Mike McCarthy to change what was been going on the last 9 seasons.
He's definitely got.
You haven't won a playoff game. You've been 9-8, 8-9 for the last decade and haven't won a playoff game. Mike McCarthy, you got brought in to elevate the offense. The defense has been good throughout these 10 years. Defense hasn't been the issue. It's been the offense. That's what Mike McCarthy's brought in for. Can he elevate the offense to win a playoff game or 2? What they yet to done in a decade.
History has shown us that the Steelers do give coaches long at least. You look at Chuck Noll, he was over there over 20 years.
Only had 4 coaches, absolutely.
Yeah,
but all those coaches are winners.
Mike
McCarthy is a winner. He's a Super Bowl champ.
Yeah. No, I'm not saying that you gotta win. All those coaches had success. Me and Joe just told you this man might have a losing season in his first year coaching. You think if he has back-to-back losing seasons, he's gonna stay there? Pittsburgh
And
Steelers don't
Pittsburgh
lose,
wanting-
don't go 4-13. I don't think in my lifetime I see the Pittsburgh Steelers win 5 games.
Also, with the Pittsburghs getting him as a more recognizable name is compared to what we saw with the Ravens, maybe getting a Minter where he's less known. We said Bishotti would come out and say something like that.
Yeah.
So,
Shut up, Bishotti.
Rooney's right. The Rooney's on the Steelers.
Yeah.
They're related to the Maras who own the Giants, aren't they?
Yeah, I think the daughter married the son or whatever. Yeah,
Yeah,
that's
there's
why they're
Rooney.
always they're cordial with each other. Let's stay on the Steelers though. Former Steelers offensive coordinator Arthur Smith finalized the deal to become the new OC at the Ohio State University. In the world of NIL, this might be the biggest get. Do you guys know who Arthur Smith's father is?
Arthur Smith, the
Yeah.
guy?
I forgot his name, but yeah, I know.
He is the founder of FedEx.
Yeah, he's rich. Yeah.
Worth $10 billion.
FedEx. I was at their headquarters, or like
Memphis,
their
right?
Yeah, Memphis. I think so. Yeah.
Yeah.
He was at Arthur Smith's house?
No, he was at. I think he. Oh man.
Went over your head for half a second.
For half a
Got it.
second, yeah. But yeah, I mean, in the world of getting NIL and this roster, who do we have as DC? Elvis, your boy, Matt Patricia. We have Ryan Day as the head coach, and now we have Arthur Smith. We're building an NFL fucking roster in Columbus.
Oh,
I like it. I think this was a great hire by Ohio State just because we saw it this year. The offense struggled against, let's just be honest, in the playoff. A little bit defense, still pretty damn good, but the offense definitely took a step back from the national championship year. I think it's a good hire. I think he's going to be able to do. I think he's going to be able to have success down in Ohio State, not for none. We saw what he was able to do with Aaron Rodgers this year. We saw what he was able to do in Atlanta. So I think Arthur Smith at least proven he could call an offense. And now in the college level, I think he's going to be able to bring some magic into Ohio State.
Yeah, real quick, in his tenure in the NFL, he has produced 2 top 10 offenses in the league. So if he could do it in the NFL, I'm sure he could do it. And I like Brian Hartnell. He did get the South Florida head coaching job.
watch out for the Bulls now.
Yeah, so he's good. But yeah, you're right. In the playoffs, our offense did run a little stale. So
I like Arthur Smith. I just not a big fan of Ryan Day.
Yo, why people hate not you, Joe, but I'm just saying why Ryan Day gets so much just
he was gifted.
backhanded compliments.
Dog's trash. He ain't Ohio State material.
Wow.
I tell you what,
Good job.
when he first got hired, did I think of him as a Ohio State leader? No, but I think
He
after
does the
these last
winning,
3-4 seasons, he's proven that he's a pretty damn good head
A lot
coach.
of talent.
I real quick, and the last thing on this, what did everyone think of Matt Patricia when he left the NFL? Everyone was like, "Oh, he's gone."
Questioning him, he was horrible in Detroit.
Exactly.
They call him Mr. Pencil.
And look,
He's drawn on the.
and look, he turned out to have one of the best defenses this year in Ohio State. Same thing for Arthur Smith. Watch out. And he's bringing daddy's money. Let's fucking go. We'll sign anyone. All right, boys, let's get into these picks. But before we do that, a quick word from our sponsor, brought to you each and every episode by Viva Tequila Seltzer, the most refreshing hard seltzer on the market, hands down. There's no wonder why Viva was voted #1 hard seltzer in the world by San Francisco World Spirit Competition. With only 88 calories, 0 carbs, 0 sugar, and a light 4.5 ABV, Viva is the perfect drink for your post-game celebration, as it was created with that active lifestyle in mind. We flavor our tequila seltzer because flavor is the spice of life, and we like our drinks. So just a kick, just like how we like our lives, whether it's Huckleberry playing around the golf with the boys or an elderberry watching the NBA, doesn't matter. Our favorites pair perfectly with that artisanal Blanco tequila for that subtle and refreshing drink. I believe you have the dream wager. And at Viva is to live long, live well, and live it up. We beat you by 54 points the other night. Remember?
Yes. Yes.
That was bad.
Which is good,
Oh, yeah, for you. Yeah.
Yeah. It's good for us, and not for now. I think it was also good for the Knicks, who's been struggling as of late. Needed a big win. I think y'all lost like 11 out of your last 16, right? Prior to that,
crosstown brother.
Yeah. So to me, I think that's what the Knicks needed. After a bad month of play, people questioning Mike Brown, players looking
I'm
frustrated.
questioning Mike Brown.
It's
I'm
good to have
frustrated.
let's just be honest. The Knicks, we all, I'm not sure
I had high
of Joey,
expectations
but
from
I
with
think
their
we all
roster.
kind of had at least a small take on the Knicks to win the East, right? And for
After
the
the
last
NBA Cup,
month or
I knew
yeah,
it was bad luck.
yeah, and for like the last month or so, y'all haven't looked like the best team in the East. And so to me, much needed, momentum pusher to get y'all till the All-Star break. Because like I said, Dill, I'm not really faulting Mike Brown or the Knicks. It's just this month and a half from January, from after Christmas Day ball till All-Star break. Most players tend not to care. That's all. They tend not to care. These 15 to 20 games is like, can we just get to All-Star break already and then make a playoff push?
Yeah, well, we got 7 games on the slate here for Monday, and we're snowed in, so there's no time to be betting on it. I like the Lakers here, -1.5 here on the road against Josh Giddey and the Bulls, who they are 15-9 at home. They're not that bad at
The
home.
line doesn't
but
scare you a little?
no, it does. It's skeptical a little bit. I want to hear Elvis. What do you think?
To be honest, the Lakers should be more of a favorite. We just saw the Lakers take care of business against them Dallas Mavericks. Luka had damn near I think 30, 32, 11, and 8, something like that. LeBron had a self pretty good game. Now, Chicago. Let's not forget, Chicago started off hot. They are on a 4-game winning streak, right? They are. You got to give them respect.
Yeah.
They started off hot. Lately, they've been hot. But this is a game where the Lakers got to go in and be like, this is a must win. Not a must win game. It's January, but you got to win this game. Teams like this, you got to take care of business. If you want to be a championship contender, you got to take care of business today. Give me the Lakers -115 on the money line. If you want to lay the 1.5, you can. Maybe they get affected a little bit by the cold because it is cold. But I think LeBron and Luka are going to have let's just say, a big games in Chicago. Some people like to show up at the Garden. I think a lot of players like to show up in Chicago as well. So give me the Lakers -115 on the money line.
What else do you like here on the slate? We got 6 other games.
Yeah, sad news. Jimmy Butler will be out for the rest of the season with a torn ACL, which sucks because I didn't. To be honest, I didn't love Golden State chances to compete for a title, but they're no longer have any shot of winning a title. Let's just be honest without Jimmy Butler. But against Minnesota, give me the +7.5. I think it's too many points. You still got Steph, Draymond, and company. I understand no Jonathan Kuminga, but 7.5 points? Like, who the hell does Minnesota think they are? Give me the 7.5 with the Golden State Warriors. I do lean the 76ers. They're catching 2.5 points against the Charlotte Hornets. The Charlotte Hornets are at home. I do like Philly +2.5.
I wanted to go to that game.
Yeah, and then I might do it. I might lay the 8.5 with the Boston Celtics at home. To me, it's just a tough spot for Portland. Traveling across there is a blizzard intact. I don't know if the boys are going to come in and play. Let's just say that. So I kind of lean Boston -8.5. Kind of lean Philly +2.5. My 2 official plays: Lakers money line and Golden State +7.5.
I love it.
Nothing on Houston.
Nah, to be honest, I like Houston. They have been playing better, but do I want to lay 11 points to take them to win by 11? Absolutely not.
And that's why I touched the prop, bro. I like their center, their Turkish center. I think he'll get a double-double. It's plus money, +100 even. And hey, maybe want to sprinkle a little pizza bet on his triple-double. It's +1100.
I love it. Shout out Props.Cash. 25% off your first month. Dream 25. Is that Segan?
Yeah. Yep. Al Segan.
I got 2 plays in college for today. Give me the Blue Devils, not Duke Blue Devils. Give me Central Connecticut Blue Devils -2.5 against the Stonehill Skyhawks on the road. I think they should be at least a 4 or 5 point favorite. So get laying the 2.5 here on the road. And then we got a great matchup in Provo, Utah tonight. Yes. Utah, BYU Cougars hosting the number 1 team in the country, undefeated Arizona Wildcats, 20-0. Arizona laying 1 short on the money line, minus 115. Wrong team favorite. Give me the Cougars, baby, plus 115.
I took the plus 2.5 with BYU.
Yeah, I got BYU, baby. I love BYU. I think they're a really good team. I know they lost the other day against Texas Tech, but Texas Tech is a really good team. They got a lot of depth. They're big down low. But I think this is a nice bounce back spot. At home, undefeated at home. Think this is a tough place to play. Provo and the kids won't be lit. Yeah. No liquor in Provo.
That's right. Those zones undefeated. I think all good things I guess could come to an end, right? BYU's been playing really good.
Yeah.
Duke, I would lay. That's another ranked game today. I'd probably lay it. I knew Louisville's ranked and they've played good, but when they face high ranking opponents, they fall flat.
I saw it yesterday at 6.5, and I was tempted to take it. Now at 8.5 in Cameron indoors.
You should have taken the 6.5.
Yeah, it's getting to my point. But Louisville is a good school, so I probably would lay away from that. Duke should win the game. I mean, Cameron Bruiser he might be the number 1 pick.
Yeah,
there's a reason his dad was as good as he was.
Sorry, I'll be honest. The top 3 picks in this upcoming draft,
really nice.
Really good. That's why I'm hoping that, like, if the Nets don't land with the number 1 pick, I'm okay with that. As long as you get a top 3 pick, I'm happy.
Good.
Yeah, the kid from BYU he's projected a top 3 pick. AJ Dembusta, I definitely butchered it, but AJ, I just call him. He should be a top 3 pick. Cameron Boozer should be 2, and then the fucking freshman out of Kansas
coming right out.
Right
out of high school, right out of freshman year, he's going to the pros.
Darren Peterson,
unless he gets like a $15 million NIL deal.
So you're saying he would have been at a high school talent if they didn't have the rule?
Yeah, so would Cameron Boozer as well. Cameron Boozer is the youngest player, actually.
See, that's 18. How I feel about basketball. That's the one sport where I don't mind high school athletes coming out if they're good enough. Kobe, LeBron, I mean, do it.
J.R. Smith,
Kobe,
shout out
Kevin Garnett,
Jalen Brunson.
Anything is possible.
Darren Peterson, though, the freshman guard he's like a 2-way guard. I think he could play the 2 a little better, but from Kansas, he's averaging 28.6 per game, 6 rebounds, 3 assists, a block, a steal and a half. 6'6", 205. Kid has size. He could shoot from anywhere. Bro, he's going to go. Him or Cameron Boozer are going to be the number 1 pick. So right now, it doesn't look like you're in the top 4. You're sitting at number 5.
That's all that. The way those balls been bouncing lately, long as we're in
anywhere
top 8, we're live for the first overall pick.
As long as the Mavericks don't get the 1 pick.
Yeah, as long as the Mavericks, we just saw the Mavericks, so we could be a damn near playing team and win the first overall pick.
Joe, I know you got a game for tomorrow. Not every line is up, but we do have a top 10 matchup up north in Ann Arbor. Number 3, Michigan hosting number 7, undefeated Nebraska Cornhuskers. Yes. Michigan is a really good team. They did lose, I think, about a week ago, but 10.5-point favorites here at home. Nebraska plus 480 on the money line. What are we thinking?
I'm taking the Cornhuskers. Man, I got to post this ticket later. I'm all in on them for what they did last year in the tournament and doing what they did in the Big Ten. Look what they did this year, beating Illinois, giving them their only loss, giving Michigan State their only loss. I think they're going to double up Michigan's losses and give them their second one of the year. So, yeah, I'm all in. Plus 480 simply on the value. I mean, this thought could exist at like a $2 price, but you're getting it double that. Plus 480. Let's make some money.
I agree. I don't know about outright, and I hope they win for your ticket. Yeah. But 10.5 points is a lot.
You got to take the points, but I'm liking what I'm seeing out of that team.
And Michigan hasn't covered a spread in over a week. Ohio State by 10. They didn't cover the 16. They didn't cover against Indiana. They didn't cover against Oregon. They didn't cover against Washington. They didn't cover against Wisconsin. In conference play, which what we're in right now in January, they haven't covered. The Big Ten is competitive, and Michigan's winning the games, but they're not covering.
No, and here's the thing. I'm thinking that they're motivated to get seeding, right? And I think if you look historically, the winner of the Big Ten does get a number 1 seed. So my bold take for the end of the year is that Nebraska as is a 1 seed.
Nebraska goes and wins in Ann Arbor. The next day, fade. Awful letdown. Joe, I'll keep it with you, though. On the ice, I got a few plays. We got 5 games here in the NHL. Our Devils, they lost last night to the Kraken.
You don't let
the Kraken.
It's exhausting.
I'm going to fade our arch rival, the Rangers. Give me the Boston Bruins here.
100%.
Minus 120.
Oh, easy.
Yeah, I mean the Rangers suck at home. They're 5-13 straight up at home this season, and honestly, the Bruins are a wagon right now. They're 8-2 in their last 10. I think they're a really good team right now. They beat the Golden Knights the other night. I just think they're on fire right now. So yeah, give me the Boston Bruins -120.
We're in alignment. I do like the Bruins. Yeah, the Rangers have been playing horribly, and even at home, I don't think it's enough to get the nod.
And you just talked about Nebraska with a value play. Give me the Ducks +220, even +1.5. I don't really like taking spreads on the NHL, but this Duck team is a wagon right now. I mean, they won 5 in a row, and going up against an Oiler team who they've lost 2 of their last 3, and they got blown out by the Pittsburgh Penguins, and they lost to the New Jersey Devils, and Jersey Devils are not good right now. So they've lost 2 of their last 3. They're 500 on the road. I think this Duck team, pure value play, I got to take the Ducks here. Let's go.
You're going hunting for the dogs because they're favoring the Oilers, which I found surprising because, like you said, the Ducks have been a wagon. Might as well just take the +1.5. If they're getting that many goals with a team like that, I'd take it.
Yeah, I agree. Anything else you like? I do lean Columbus as well at home.
Yeah, I was going to say the Columbus Blue Jackets and a tight one between the Mammoth and Lightning. I think I'll side with the home team. I'm going to take the Lightning there.
Yeah.
And then I got a prop because I didn't want to touch the Islanders or the Flyers, both bad teams. But I think you could get $20 out there if you put $3 $5 bets straight bets between Zegras, Tippett, and Brink, all players on all 3 of their lines to have 1+ point. So I would player points. So all they got to do is score a goal, get a couple assists, or they'll be in the playing there. And if you mix those 3 together, put that other $5 you have out at a 20 on a parlay, and it's going to be like plus 500, I think, for those 3 to get just 1 point.
I love it, kid. Thank you, boys, so much. We'll be back Wednesday. We got coverage of the Super Bowl, NBA, NHL. By the way, Pro Bowl on a Tuesday. Interesting. It's not on Sunday, which I thought was very weird. I was watching it. I was watching the breakdown. I was like, on a Tuesday is very random.
Interesting.
Interesting. We'll see how it all plays out. But boys, any last words before we get up out of here?
Can we stop disrespecting the Legion of Boom? Can we just stop that now? Moving forward, let's stop disrespecting the Legion of Boom. That was one of the best defenses in the last 20 years.
Seeing Cam Chancellor present George Halas Trophy, man, that was awesome.
Let's just take it easy now. Let's just take it easy. I'm gonna get to shoveling. I got a snow car to uncover, and Joey, you're a lucky man because you don't got to deal with the snow. So,
I don't miss
Dylan,
that.
good luck in the snow. Hopefully, it melts sooner than later, which I doubt because it's fucking like 18 degrees. But for everybody out there, drive safe if you're dealing with snow, and if you ain't dealing with snow and you're in 60+ degree weather, I hope you fall in mud. Honestly,
Elvis,
it's cold.
Take this with a grain of salt, but Tom Brady's legacy took a hit. With your Patriots winning, I think
according to you, the Legion of Boom legacy took a hit.
By the way, talking about snow, we are going to get another snowstorm this weekend as well. Yep.
Bullshit.
No way.
Yep.
Bullshit.
Another 7 to 10 inches, they're saying.
Happy to be down in the Carolinas.
I might have to take a vacation.
Yeah, I might go down to Florida. But boys, thank you so much. Enjoy the games. Good luck on your bets, and we will see you guys on Wednesday. Peace.